Diane in Denmark here, rah, 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 and woohoo! Happy New Year 2020. My goodness, we made it through 2019 and we're well into 2020 now. I'm checking with you today for two reasons. First of all, I'm going to give you the final Flylady Missions for clearing up after Christmas. And before you say to me, whoa, it's too early to be doing that, bear with me and all will be explained and revealed. And the other thing is just a check-in with you to say how we brought in the new year here in Copenhagen in Denmark and what I've been up to the last couple of days. So anyway, first of all, before you start watching this video, as usual, please don't watch any of my videos unless you've already done your morning routine or your evening routine. And also maybe set a timer, because I know we maybe go looking for inspiration on YouTube or Pinterest, Instagram, whatever it is, and we think we're just going to have a quick look, and then 3 hours later we're still scrolling through stuff and not actually getting anything done. And the aim of my channel is to help you to get things done and have a wee bit more fun out of life. And if you can hear the noise in the background, first of all, you'll probably hear the lovebirds Sweet and Sparky, and you'll probably also hear one of my kids emptying the dishwasher. Hooray! Anyway, I'm making this video in my bedroom today. It's still the holidays here in Denmark. Kids don't go back to school until Monday. Many people are off work between Christmas and New Year, and as I said, into next week. So I'm making this video in my bedroom because I like to give the family privacy. They're around today. And anyway, so let's dive into it. First of all, let's get going with the Flylady Missions. Now, I'll just grab my, remember we made this holiday control journal about getting ready for the holidays, or maybe you're using these missions to plan a wedding, baby shower, Ramadan, Hanukkah. I've been through all this before. I've written down the missions, the cleanup missions, and I keep those in my holiday control journal so that when Christmas is over, I just look at the missions and see what I need to do. And that's what I want to say to you here, because I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, it's too early to be taking down the Christmas tree or whatever it is. That is fine. And also, if you saw the first missions that I gave you, they're not all about taking down decorations or packing away Christmas trees. It's looking at the leftovers in the fridge, opening up the boxes of gifts that you got. Have you actually put your gifts away? And I'm guilty here. I've got one gift that I got, which was a perfume, a new perfume for this year, which is a very nice Hermes one. I used to use Femme 24 Faubourg Hermes perfume many years, and this year I asked for a different one, to do something a bit different. So this is mine. It's Jour d'Hermes, and that's my new bottle of perfume. Have a wee sniff. It's a very light, a very good T1 scent if you're in Dressing Your Truth, if you follow the Dressing Your Truth thing. And this is the old one. This is one that I got last year, which is Joy by Christian Dior, and I've got like 1 or 2 squirts left. I'm going to use that this weekend, and then that one is going out. So if you've still had things that you got as a Christmas gift, you haven't actually opened them, you haven't returned them to the shop if you need to get them exchanged, let's keep that on our radar. So that was in the first lot of missions. Here's the second lot. And as I say, if you feel like, oh, it's too early for you to take down the tree, maybe you don't take down your tree until the Fête des Rois, Epiphany, or 6th of January, that's fine. But just a wee reminder here, maybe you want to actually write down the date that you're planning to do it and put a reminder on your phone or put a reminder in your calendar. Because the thing is, we say, oh, well, it's too early to do it just now, but then it kind of goes off our radar, and then we procrastinate about things and don't get it done. And I know, put your hands up, because there are many ladies who commented last year and said, oh yeah, and then the Christmas tree was still up in February and March, okay? So just be mindful of that. Anyway, so let's go in with the missions. Starting, oh, and the other thing I should say is, please, before you do any of these missions, just set your timer for 15 minutes or 30 minutes like we do with everything else, because it's kind of easy to get caught up in it, and then we're trying to do all the decorations, take down all the decorations in one day. Anyway, mission number 6, spend 15 minutes taking down the decorations. As I said last week, maybe you've also got some candle decorations, some floral arrangements that are past their best. Maybe it's time to let those go, get those out now. And the next 2 missions, both number 6, 7 and 8, they all talk about 15 minutes taking down the decorations. And I know you might say, oh, you know, that's the same mission. Yes, because the idea is that you don't have to do everything in one day. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you didn't put all your decorations up, all your holiday decorations up in one day. So don't feel pressured into having to take down everything on the same day. And I've just been doing things like whenever I take away, whenever I've used the Christmassy tea towels or hand towels from the kitchen and from the bathroom, when I put those into the wash, they don't come back again, they go straight into my Christmas boxes. So that's what I've been doing. And the other thing is I've also been thinking about all that, you know, I've bought some extra food, Christmas food. Maybe you have food in the pantry, maybe you have food in the fridge that you didn't actually use. Can we get that used now? So when you're making your menu plan this week, maybe make something like that. Because for example, I've got some leftover ham, and usually I'll make something like egg fried rice with leftover ham, or my favourite thing to do is cover it with puff pastry and make some kind of pie, you know, just add some vegetables to the ham and a creamy sauce. So you may want to think about that. So mission 6, 7 or 8, just spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes putting away those decorations. And remember, when you're putting away your decorations, are there things that you don't enjoy using? Maybe you're just bored with them. Are they broken? Instead of just packing them away, deal with it. Either you want to donate it, or maybe they need to go into recycling, or maybe you're actually going to fix it, you know, get the super glue out. I've fixed a few of our tree decorations. Mission number 9 is talking about getting the tree down, or when we've actually taken down the tree. Ours is a fresh tree, so ours has already gone out for recycling. When you actually take down your tree, take the baubles off the tree and you're putting them back in your boxes, remember to put the boxes away, okay? Because the job is not done until the tree is put, I don't know, back up in the attic, or in our case, where the decoration boxes are actually put away in the basement. Don't do that thing of leaving them in a corner in the living room or in your bedroom and be tripping over them, okay? And the last Flylady mission, number 10 of Christmas cleanup, is to get cozy. Take out your holiday control journal and make a few notes of what went well, what didn't go well. Is there anything you want to change up for next year? I told you when we started this Christmas series that last year I had made notes on how much I needed to make of food, that we cut down on the amount of rice pudding that we need to make our Christmas dessert. I didn't make a Christmas cake. I haven't made a Christmas cake for the last couple of years. So just think about what traditions work for you. Is there something new that you want to add in for next year? Have you got, I don't know, tree lights that you need to replace? Have a wee look now. Maybe you can get some things on sale. But just spend 15-20 minutes with a wee cup of Christmas tea or whatever, you've a bit of leftover Christmas cake, and make some notes. And also in my holiday control journal, I have a list of what I need to do for New Year, and that's what I'm going to talk about now, how we spend New Year in Denmark. And that is also really helpful for me, because I have a list of things that I need for New Year, like not just the outfits, but you know, goggles for when we go out to watch the fireworks, indoor shoes for when I'm at my friend's house when we're celebrating for a little party, hostess gift, things like that. So just think about what is useful to you this time of year and get that into your control journal. Also, my son, he has his birthday between Christmas and New Year, and I have a list for his birthday in the same folder, so it keeps it all together for me. So anyway, let me tell you a bit about what I did for New Year. Let me just put my holiday control journal down. Oh, I'm kind of a bit out of the loop of making videos at the moment. It's been a while. So, the 31st of December, I'll tell you how I started it. Started in my usual way, like I did this morning. If you notice I'm a bit fluffy with the hair, I've been down for my skinny dip. So I had my traditional skinny dip with my besties, Vibeke and Helena, and I'll try and put up some pictures here to give you a wee bit of atmosphere. And you know, we skinny dip, we winter bathe, we swim in the sea all year long, and it's just, you know, the friendship with them is the thing that means most in the world for me. All those times that we spent together beside the sea. So it was, you know, just the normal thing that we have to spend the last day of the year together down having our skinny dip. So you can see a picture of us there. And then when I got home, I was finishing off some food because we were going to Vibeke's house, my bestie Vibeke, and you've seen her house. I'll put the link up there. You've seen me doing videos over at Vibeke's house for crafts. They're on that playlist, and I know you love her house. And also Helena's house, that's on the same playlist. And we were going there for our traditional New Year's party. Now in Denmark, the party starts at 6 o'clock sharp. You've got to be where you're going at 5:45. And when we were going over to Vibeke's house, everybody was out in the street at 5:30, you know, 5:45. They were walking or travelling in cars to go to the party destination. Because at 6 o'clock, you've got to be ready, glass of champagne in hand, for the Danish Queen's speech. And she made a fabulous speech this year, as she always does. And the poor Queen Margrethe, she was full of the cold. She's 79. And she had to get her hanky out a couple of times and dab her nose, but she's a real trooper and a fantastic speech. She talked about climate change, the importance of doing something about that, and about loneliness, not just in old people, but also in young people, and a lot of other things. Anyway, if you want to, I'll put a link to her speech because there was an English version of it that you can read. I'll put a link in there. So anyway, we start off at 6 o'clock, glass of champagne in hand, watching the Queen's speech. And then after that we had a 4-course meal, and everybody was invited to be because we all brought along food. So we had a starter, a really nice soup, I'll put the picture there. And then we had cod, fish. And then we had roast beef and lots of lovely salads. And then I made the desserts. We had 4 different desserts and put them there. Oh, and also I took another thing along to view because I had made along a little platter that looked like a wreath of olives and cheese for watching the Queen's speech. I'll put a picture of that there. It's something, an idea I found on Pinterest, which looked really nice. And we had champagne, and then at about 11:45, you've got to make sure you don't miss 12 o'clock, you know, where we're just chatting and enjoying the food. 11:45, you kind of gather again in the living room, put on the TV, and everybody's watching the bells from Town Hall Square in Copenhagen, Rådhuspladsen as it's called. And what we do is, in Denmark, you stand up on a chair. So everybody stands up on a chair like this. And you literally, when it's 12 o'clock, you jump, whoop! You jump into the new year, and you can jump like Superman, or you can do a pirouette. You can jump however you like. But that's the main thing. If you're in Denmark for New Year, make sure you've got your best socks on. We don't want any holy socks or holy tights. So you wear your best socks or tights, and if you've got bare feet, make sure that your toenails are done, you've got clean feet. So that's how we jump into the new year. We jumped into 2020. And then after that, you know, the bells are going off, and then you jump into the new year, and then you hug and kiss everybody in the room and say Happy New Year. And then on the TV, they show the Danish Girls Choir, who sing 3 traditional songs, and you stand there with your champagne, and we eat something which is called kransekage, which is kind of marzipan cake, which is in rings, and it's a traditional thing. It's decorated, so I'll put a picture here so you can see the kransekage it's called. And then once we've watched the 3 songs on the TV, Everybody gets bundled up because it's cold here, and sometimes it's pouring rain, sometimes there's snow, you never know what the weather's going to be like. And we get our safety goggles on and we go out, and there are fireworks. And the fireworks are going off for, I mean, it can be hours and hours. I think we were out there for about an hour's time, 45 minutes to an hour. So not a great time for the cats and dogs at this time. And many Danes, they choose to, you know, go off to the country to be away from that. Anyway, that's the tradition here. And then, of course, because I'm a winter bather and I love winter bathing with my besties, what was the best way to bring in, to usher in 2020 was a skinny dip down at the sea. And we swam with some of the other ladies that we know in our little club. So I'll put some pictures there. So it really was just the best way to start 2020. Excuse me. And who knows what's going to happen now. Oh, another thing was, I was really pleased with my outfit for New Year. You know me, and it has to be practical because we are in and out of the house, we are walking home, or we're cycling at New Year. So I found this really nice, what do you call it, a jumpsuit. And this is what I wear. So and I found that I really like jumpsuits because, and I'm not happy wearing dresses in the winter because then it's like, what colour of tights, and then is it boots or shoes? I like things that go right down to the ground. And this is a really nice one. I'll put a picture here of me wearing it. And I wore it with gold accessories, and it's a really nice bright T1 green colour, kind of Kelly green colour. And you can see it goes all the way down to the ground, and it kind of looks like a dress, but is in fact a jumpsuit. So I could wear it with practical shoes, and then when we're outside I could put my boots on, and it keeps you nice and warm because it's all the way down to the ground. So anyway, I'm really pleased with that. Well, I'll pick that up in a minute. And I know you're all jumping a bit and saying, what's happening next week? Next week on Monday I'm going to be starting my little challenge again. We're going to be going for 3 weeks. You're welcome to join in. I'm going to be doing a rehash of the thing that I did, I think it was 2 years ago, where it was Bahookie Camp. So we'll be doing that again. What is it? We're just setting up the basic routines. We're getting back into the swing of thing, back into zone cleaning, back into having a daily focus, just making little small changes. And also next week I will be talking about goals. Goals for 2020, because I'm not making any goals for 2020, and I will tell you why. I shall tell you why. So anyway, all I've got left to say is I hope you had a fantastic new year. I'm excited to get going. There's so many good things coming up. More on that later. And just if you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, because I know Christmas and New Year, it's really difficult for some of you. Just keep looking after yourself. You know, I cannot stress highly enough. Look after you every single day. You know, take 15 minutes, sit with a nice cup of coffee, read that book that you got for Christmas, or watch that DVD. A wee scoosh of your favourite perfume. Just look after yourself, okay? So, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, because it's Friday. Woo! So anyway, on that note, all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Danish hook be with you, and I shall see you on Monday. Okay, bye for now.